is nothing better than a jolly old Christmas film. Hello. Yes, thank you once again for joining me. As some of you may or may not know, my name is Alex, and this week, continuing with the Christmas season, because I know all of you out there are loving Christmas, glazing your turkey. That is not how you glaze a turkey. So this week I'm going to continue it, as I said, and give you my all-time top 5 favourite Christmas jolly films. And I've even made a bit of an effort here. I've worn a Christmas jumper. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. It's a robot that says Merry Christmas. It's a robot. A Christmas robot. Okay, now I did have a big long list, but I've had to take them off because the list was just getting too long. So, for example, like Scrooge was on there, but I've taken it off. Ghostbusters 2, now that's more of a New Year film, but it's still Christmas because it's Christmassy. And of course, a lot of people's fan favourite, which was Bad Santa, that has unfortunately been removed from the list. So they were on there, but they have been removed. Anyhow, let's just continue with the top 5 countdown Christmas films. Okay, at number 5, we have a bit of a kid's favourite, which is, of course, The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, there goes Mr. Humbug, there goes Mr. Grimm. If they gave a prize for being mean, the winner would be him.
Now, me personally, I'm not actually the biggest fan of The Muppets, but I do love The Muppets Christmas Carol, because I think it is a very, very funny film. And of course, it features the legend who is Michael Caine.
Humbug.
And it takes on a new account of the, obviously, A Christmas Carol story, except with Muppets in it. And a great thing about it is that there's obviously something for adults and there's something for children as well. So it's a good family film, and there's not better than have a good family film, is there? Because you can watch it with your family. But of course the kids will learn something as well. They understand the story of Ebenezer Scrooge. And of course, when you've got a whole load of Muppets messing around, you can expect it's going to be a comedy laugh for everyone. So that is number 5 in my top 5 Christmas list. Number 4, of course, now is the classic favourites, which I'm sure you've all seen, which is Home Alone. The film that made that guy, Macaulay Culkin, the film that made Macaulay Culkin a star. And we all know what happens in Home Alone. It's about the 13-year-old boy, Kevin McAllister, who gets left supposedly accidentally, left at home while they all go on vacation in France, and he has to deal with these terrifying burglars. Okay, they're not really terrifying, they're more sort of comedy burglars. But the film itself, if you look at it, it's more like a take on the horror film Saw, with what actually happens to them. I mean, they get like the heads burnt off, shot in the face. Nails and feet. Oh, it's painful. It's really painful stuff. But of course, it's toned down for kids to watch it as well, so it becomes a bit of a slapstick comedy. But it's really good. It's a clever film, and it features some great acting from, of course, the legend who is Joe Pesci. So yes, that is definitely one of my all-time favourites, Home Alone. And if you haven't seen that yet, do watch it. And then they made a sequel, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and I didn't like that. Okay, now I'm a bit torn on this one. I'm definitely going to go with this, but I'm going to say it has to be It's a Wonderful Life. The classic, very classic film about how one man is very unhappy with his life and he decides he's going to end it all. Which is a bit depressing actually. But then this angel comes along and shows him, takes him on a bit of a journey and says, shows him what his life would be like if he was no longer around. The reason why I like it so much, and I'm sure this is the same reason why everyone else likes it, it gives you the ultimate happy feeling, and it just makes you appreciate life. And you just want to go out in the street and high five everyone because it's that good. And that's why I like it so much, because it's a good film. It's a good film itself, but the ending especially is just absolutely fantastic. The ending just gives you that feeling, and there's nothing better than feeling good, is there? So watch it. If you haven't seen that film, definitely watch it. Okay, so the number 2 slot. Now, the number 2 slot was originally going to be in the number 3 slot, but I've changed it because I think it's the better of the two. So number 2 is Elf. Elf is one of the funniest films, especially Christmas anyway, but one of the funniest films around. It is just sheer comedy genius. But basically an elf is just walking around New York City and find his dad. And when he finds his dad is a big successful businessman, and it's just comedy genius. If you take the unusual, which is obviously the elf, and place him in the usual, it just shows how different things are. I mean, that's a brief, very, very brief synopsis. I didn't do it very good justice-wise. And it's got a host of stars in it as well. And it's so funny. It's just very funny. So funny. And finally, we have hit the #1 spot, which is, of course, my favourite: Planes, Trains and Automobiles. It stars Steve Martin and the legend comedy who is John Candy. They both they're like chalk and cheese, and they're unfortunately together for this very long journey home. And you name it, if it's going to go wrong, it goes wrong for them. And some of the situations you will not believe they get themselves into. And of course, there is a very, very, very famous scene in it, which I'm going to play for you, but it does have some swearing in it. Okay, so just to be warned, it does have some swearing in it.
Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes.
How may I help you?
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. Then you can give me a fucking automobile, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick, 4 fucking wheels and a seat.
So there we go, that is my all-time top 5 Christmas films list. So if you haven't seen any of them, I do recommend go and see them because they are so funny. And of course it's Christmas and it gets you in the Christmas spirit. So I hope that was of some use to you. If you've got some other top films around Christmas that you'd like to tell me about, please, hey, put your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. So that basically sums it all up. So until next time, all I have to say is thank you again to you out there. Thank you once again for watching this video. I really do enjoy that you're enjoying watching it, hopefully, and I love hearing all your thoughts and I love hearing all your comments, so I love getting back to you. It's great, it really is good. Now if you did enjoy this video, please show your appreciation by clicking subscribe, and until next time, I'm going to go now, but until next time, thank you once again, and I'll hopefully see you at some point, maybe in a Christmas cinema.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Morph,
Harry?
why the hell did you take your shoes off?
Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?